Hi there. In this video, I'm going to be reviewing the digital rubrics included with my SNAPS Lab Station Startup Guide. These digital rubrics are designed to be used with Google Classrooms and Google Assignments. I've already gone ahead and downloaded the free SNAPS Lab Startup Guide. The standard download location for both Mac and Windows computers is the download folder. You are downloading a zip file, and my Mac computer is automatically decompress that zip file into a folder that expands into it expands to include multiple subfolders and files. If you're working on a Windows computer, you will download a zip file. You'll have to right-click that file, find the option that says extract all in order to get a result that's similar to here. So the SNAPS lab stations include a synthesis project. The synthesis project is a summary project, and students have several options that vary in effort. And there are documents, both printable and editable, that explain briefly what those project options are. These project directions are included with each individual SNAPS lab station activity, but they're also included with this startup guide as well. There is an editable version of the synthesis project directions. So if you would like to expand on each project option, you're more than welcome to use this editable version for that. You can also change the point value for the different project options as well. There are editable rubrics included with this download. These editable rubrics that are included as a docx file are intended to be printed and used in a traditional classroom. However, some of these project options, actually most of them, can actually be completed in a digital setting. And for that reason, I have created digital rubrics that are designed to be used with Google Classrooms and Google Assignments. To get to these digital rubrics, we need to find the synthesis project section of the startup guide, which is a PDF file. So we're going to scroll down to those pages, and we're going to find the page that specifically covers the digital rubrics for Google Classrooms. This page provides you with several forced copy links, which are going to add copies of these digital rubrics to your Google Drive. So when I click one of these links, it's going to force a copy of this individual rubric for this one project option to my Google Drive. This rubric is going to be added as a Google Sheet. We do not want to edit this Google Sheet. There is an opportunity for you to edit this rubric, and I'll show you how to do that later in this video, but we do not edit digital rubrics that are designed for Google Classrooms in Google Sheets. So I've just added one rubric. I would go back to the PDF file, click the next link, make a copy, and allow it to be added to my Google Drive. Go to the next link, and we will make a copy when that option becomes available to us. We'll continue this with each one of these links here so that we make a copy of each one of these digital rubrics. There, I believe, are 12 altogether. So I will continue through this list here in the startup guide until I've added all of the rubrics. So I've added 4. The first thing that I would do once I've added all of the rubrics to my Google Drive is edit the file name. So I would remove copy of. So I can just go up here, delete copy of. If desired, you can edit more of the file name. Removing copy of is at least tidies up the file name so that you don't see that. So now when I go to my Google Drive, if I refresh it, I should see that I've added 4 rubrics. So after I've added all the rubrics and I've edited the file names if I've desired to do so. I want to keep my Google Drive nice and tidy, so I'm going to create a new folder for my synthesis project rubrics. I'm going to take all of the rubrics that I've added and move them into this folder. The next thing I'm going to do is I am going to star this folder. So I'll explain why I've done that later on in this video. I'm just going to close out these 4 individual rubrics there. So now let me show you how I would go ahead and use one of these rubrics in a Google assignment. So we're going to go ahead and open up Google Classrooms. And we're going to create a new assignment. So the one thing I would like to point out is that using these rubrics in Google Classrooms this way would be useful if you're going to be assigning a specific project option in an assignment. So I'm going to show you how to do that here. If you decide to give your students a variety of options for the synthesis project, you're not going to want to follow these specific steps. You'll want to add a rubric after the fact when you're going to grade this, and in that way you can use a different rubric after a student has added or completed the assignment. But let's say I've decided that I want all of my students to complete the lab evaluation it's evaluating the lab synthesis project option. So I would create a title. So it would be the synthesis project. I would go on and include instructions. So maybe what I could do is go to the synthesis project directions, and we're going to critique the lab. So I'm just going to copy, and we'll go back to here. I'm going to paste. So now I want to add a rubric. We're going to click Add a Rubric, and we're going to import it from Sheets. Now you'll see that because I've just added these rubrics to my Google Drive, it's very convenient that I see the 4 that I've added right here. But in the future, these 4 rubrics will not pop up here. I'm going to see other recent files that I've been using in my Google Drive here instead. So remember that I created a folder to keep all of my digital rubrics in, and we starred that folder. So when I go to the option for starred, that folder is going to appear here. By doing that, it makes it very easy for me to access all of the rubrics that I've just added to my Google Drive, and at any point when I'm creating an assignment for the synthesis project, I can access the folder of these rubrics and add them here. So now, because we're doing the laboratory critique, I'm going to add this rubric. I'm going to click Add, and at this point I can edit this rubric to my liking. So if I choose to add additional points, or if I want to create different levels for each one of these criterion, I can do that. So this rubric is completely fully editable. You can remove and add different features of the rubric as you desire. So once I'm satisfied with the rubric, I'm going to click Save. It's been added to this assignment. I would then go ahead and assign this assignment. And I've completed the assignment in my Google Classrooms. So I hope this video helps you better understand how to use the digital rubrics that are included with the free setup guide. If you have additional questions or any concerns, please feel free to email me at dsj.elkowitz@gmail.com.